Hey guys, Paolo here. Besides our main RPG curriculum in the making, which is the RPG Academy, you can find it on Kickstarter or on the links below. I want to show you a side project that I'm working on at the moment, which is a new virtual reality game that follows up on our previous VR game, Let's Kill Zombies VR, which is now live on Steam and the Gear VR and Oculus Go and Oculus Rift as well platform. So we published this game recently, and it was a great experience. And so now we are in the process of developing a new game based mainly on some of the player feedback that we received and also some of the lessons that we learned with that first game. So let me show you what we've got at the moment. This game takes place in a world that's been taken over by giant insects, giant alien insects, and it's going to feature different gameplays. So some levels will be plain shooters like Let's Kill Zombies VR, where you're just going to shoot a bunch of giant insects that are going to come from all directions. Whereas other games will feature different game mechanics. And the level I'm working on at the moment takes place in this big city. Of course, we're gonna have proper ambient and like nice lighting and landscape elements. So this is just a current prototype that I'm building. So you as a player are gonna be traveling in a helicopter. The main player is sort of like an action, like the character of an action movie, like retired ex SWAT or special operations kind of guy, really tough. And so you're gonna be being carried on a helicopter through the city, and you're gonna be attacked by all of these giant insects. The giant insects, let me show you what they're like. Um, let's zoom in. So we are using this model for the giant insects, and they all have an activation distance, so that I can show you that here perhaps. They all have, let's go and expand on this. Um, if you look at this controller here, they all have an activation distance. And what that means is that when the player reaches that distance from the insect, they will start operating. And when they start operating, they are first going to head over to this initial entry point. And why is that? So that we can make them so that they come out from the buildings. For example, you are here, and as you get closer, then the insect will activate and will come up to that entry point, and then it will head over to you and attack you. So let me show you what that looks like here. So I'm going to go and duplicate this object a few times, and now I'm going to go to play mode here, so I can show you that and a couple of other things as well. So once this starts, you'll see that they come to the initial point, and then they're all approaching. And I can start shooting at them, and they have different animations and like a disgusting blood type of effect. Now, a few things to notice here. The first thing is that I want to disable all of the insects, and I'm going to press play again, and you're going to see something interesting. So you see that really big city, right? You would expect it to have a lot of performance overhead. But if we pause and we look at the stats, you will see that this only has 12 batches with 12 draw calls, which is really good in Unity. This is very efficient. And we are saving so many of them. And that is because all of the materials of the buildings on the street and all of the elements are being combined into Material Atlas. I'm using a plugin for that. Then the other thing you can notice is that the count of triangles and vertices is extremely low. Obviously, when you are in virtual reality, it will be higher because you've got the two cameras, one for each eye, but it's still super low given the massive size of the level. So yes, the first thing that I did there was to combine the materials, and for that I'm using a plugin in Unity called Pro Draw Call. I have no affiliation with those guys, so you can look it up and see if that's suitable for your project. But basically, what this allows me to do, it allows me to select all of my environment and And if we expand on our environment, I can show you, let's say I've got a road here, a road element. And a road element will have, its road material. And then you will have another type of road, like the side of a road. It will have a different type of road material, or you will have a tree, and it will have its own material, right? Well, this plugin, when I run this thing, it creates new objects for me that have this ODC name, and they are the same as the original ones, but with a material that is an atlas, and this is a material that has a single texture that combines everything. So if you can see here, you can probably spot that we've got all of our buildings there, the street signs, so there's even the tree, you can see a little bit of it on top of select. So that is one really important thing that I've been doing. Another important thing here is occlusion culling. So you can find this on window and occlusion culling here. And if we go to visualization and select our camera, I have a debug camera here. Um, let's zoom out from here. You will see that not all of the buildings are being shown. And in fact, if I rotate the camera, you'll see that some of the buildings disappear. And that is because we are baking in the exclusion, the occlusion in the scene by using this option here, bake, playing with some numbers here and then clicking bake. Um, that that means that the game only renders the elements that are directly visible, and when one element covers another element, it's not going to be a render. So that is also a really important thing to do. Um, and lastly, the other thing that has definitely helped with the performance, that you can see is absolutely incredible for such a big level, is that the models here were optimized in Blender. So I made all of these buildings with Magica Voxel, and there is a process that you can do in Blender to reduce the number of vertices. And I'm gonna link to, I learned that from a YouTube tutorial, and I'm gonna link to that in the description as well. So if you have any questions about this new project, um, just feel free to post them in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. I'll see you in the next video.